money. Joey, 500. Got some goats in the building. Get ready for a shakedown.
Prepare for a shakedown. We from Philly where they clap like huddles when they break down. Get ready for a shakedown. We underdogs, my guy. Kinda used to all the hate now. Prepare for it, man. Y'all get it. My QB got swag. My wideout is award winning. This fly was fly. Joey and 500. Like and subscribe. Yeah. Here's a quote you can sing back. Shake squad up and don't be a dingbat. It's a shakedown.
Don't you frown. Here comes the shakedown.
Let's go.
Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here, and welcome to a special Philly Shakedown podcast where we got two guys. They're okay guys. One works for NASA, one loves dolphins. But they're here, and we're glad that they're here. Baddog and Chris, welcome to the show, my man.
What's going on, guys?
Thanks. Thank you. That's one heck of an intro. I've heard better rapping on Christmas presents.
Hey.
All right, that's the first one. Hey, let's go. It's the Giants Eagles, baby.
That's Wu-Tang Clan quality right there. You know,
I thought it was great. I'm just kidding. I actually like your intro.
Shout out to Philly the podcast, right? That's what it is now. I can't remember his name. Yeah, but
Joe Castro
made that. Shout out to Joe. Jake Ratnell, thank you for super chat, my man. Appreciate you with the super chat. Thank you guys.
Chris,
When's someone making
a rap intro for our show?
They should. Yeah, we gotta get a rap. Well, I could probably get Jay Boogie to make us an intro.
Yeah.
We should. You know,
we gotta get a good one. We'll
here
start.
Comes NASA. Bad dog is a mad dog. Mad dog is a mad dog. It's funny because every game this year, like when the Giants are playing, people are like, "Bad dog's a mad dog." I'm like, they're winning. The Giants are winning. I don't think Bad Dog is that mad this year.
I haven't been mad. You know? I was mad one game when we lost to Minnesota the first time. I was mad about that because I felt like we should have beat them. I felt like we would have beat them had it gone into overtime. So that was it, though. That's the only game I really been mad at this year.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about like your year, your new coach, how you guys feel about everything that's going on this year, because I think it's been very impressive to see what you guys have done.
I think we kind of feel probably how your fan base felt last year, where a lot of people doubted you going into the year. You get a new head coach, Sirianni, and then you guys surprise everybody. You make the playoffs at 9-8. Obviously, we've advanced the round. You guys got knocked out in the first round last year, but I think, you guys had a pleasant surprise last year, and then you guys were aggressive this past offseason, and you further advanced your football team. And now, going into the playoffs, you have to feel like you're a legitimate Super Bowl contender. You're the number one seed. Listen, I am thrilled with where we're at. And I know a lot of people are using the term house money now for the Giants, and I understand it. But when you get to the second round, to me, it's no longer house money because you don't know when you're going to get these opportunities again. You could have the most stacked team in the world. You get a couple of injuries, you might not get back here. So even though, I fully recognize that we're the underdog for a reason. You guys are the best record in the NFC. Any given Sunday, it's tough to beat a team 3 times. Right. I believe in Brian Daboll. I think he's done a tremendous job this year. I think he should win Coach of the Year. And I do think that the Giants match up fairly well with this Eagles team. I think we have a good chance tomorrow to win this football game.
Yeah, this year has been awesome. Chris and I have done our show for 5 years, and throughout that 5 years, the entire time, man, we never spent one day above 500. This year, we haven't been below 500. It started early. Brian Daboll going for 2 in Tennessee, it completely changed the culture. Him ripping Daniel Jones on the sideline after throwing an interception in the end zone, looking at Saquon Barkley, we were down 13-0, and we're thinking, here we go, the same old Giants. But at that point, man, something changed. Culture changed, and this team believes in one another. They play for one another, play hard for the coach. And, Daniel Jones has taken a major step up this year, and I feel good. I feel like we're playing our best football going into this game. Jalen Hurts has played one game in the last, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So you guys could be a little bit rusty. And as long as the Giants come out and do what they've done all year, I think we're going to give you a game. I don't think this is going to be like the first time you blow us out. You haven't seen this particular offense or this team. We were beat up pretty bad the last time we played you. So it's going to be interesting. But Philly, I saw that video. You said Jalen Hurts giant killer. I'm just curious. how he's a Giants killer. He has 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions and a 57% completion.
Oh, I mean, after
Did
tomorrow,
you exaggerate a little bit?
After tomorrow, we'll be able to definitely say that. But I did it mostly to troll. That's mostly a troll. Listen, you know how it is. It's like it's like when Baddog says Daniel Jones will be better than Dak Prescott. Before you had no clue whether he is going to be or not, right? You just
did he have a better did he have a better year than Dak Prescott?
He did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
That was most quarterbacks this year, though.
Yeah. No, he actually did. But at the time you said it, it was a troll joke, was it not?
Yeah. No, I honestly believed that.
You didn't believe that. You really believed he was going to be better than Dak Prescott at the time you said it.
Yes, I wouldn't have said it otherwise. I said he'd be better than Mitch Trubisky.
I just thought you were. Well, Mitch Trubisky stinks. So
I said he'd be better than Sam Darnold. I said he'd be better than Dwayne Haskins. I said he'd be better than Dak Prescott.
So right now he's a better quarterback than Dak Prescott in your mind.
This year he was.
This year, but overall, is he a better quarterback?
He will be.
All right. So one game, fourth quarter, down 4. Daniel Jones or Dak Prescott? Who do you want?
Daniel Jones.
Not even close.
Dak Prescott's not known to be the clutchest quarterback.
I'm not trying to challenge you. I'm just trying to piss the Cowboy fans off. You see how I'm doing the double shot? It's a double shot. You see? Steve H, thank you for super chat. He goes, what? Sorry. He goes, what HGH does? What HGH does Baddog take?
Listen, haters gonna hate, man. HGH usually makes you bigger and fatter, and seeing as I have like 7% body fat, I probably don't take that shit. But that's all right, man. You dream of this, so does your girl. So it's all right. It's okay. That's okay. Steve, you might actually, if you're ever with a woman, you might actually scream out my name. So it's okay. Haters gonna hate, bro.
Baddog is on fire tonight, man. Uncle Dirty, favorite super chat. He goes, Giants beat a questionable Vikings team point blank. Thank you for the super chat. Everybody knew they were going to beat the Vikings. We all picked the Vikings to lose. Joey, were you going to say something?
No, I was just, going through the whole year of the Giants. I think, at least probably 95, maybe 99% of like the NFL fan base maybe thought that the Giants are going to be in the basement of the NFC East. And I kind of thought that myself. I was really jealous of the head coaching signing. Obviously getting Mike Kafka was huge. And, Wink Martindale is one of my favorite defensive coordinators and a guy doesn't matter if he's up or down in games. He's going to blitz nonstop. And I love the aggressiveness from that defensive coordinator. Even going through the year and having to deal with, bad contracts and, guys coming up in that offense, turning nothing into something with guys like, Darius Slayton is still good. Took a little bit of a pay cut, Richie James, Isaiah Hodgkins is really coming to his own. You're kind of starting to see the back end of that roster, but a really fighting, scrappy team by the Giants. And I live in New York as an Eagles fan, so I'm around Giant fans all the time. And, I got to respect that team. I said a lot of good things about the Giants this week and what they've done. So they've had a really good year, and that coaching has been the coaching is the strongest part of that team right now. So
I didn't know you lived in New York.
Oh yeah, my whole life.
I didn't right around the corner. That'd be funny if they lived like right around the corner from each other. That would be kind of funny. But I mean, I thought the ball was a great hire. I thought he's done a great job. And then, of course, I thought a lot of people were hard on Saquon Barkley last year coming off that injury. Like, that injury usually takes a whole year to come back from. Yeah. So I wasn't surprised to see him, get his explosion back and stuff like that. What has surprised me, honestly, is Daniel Jones. I thought he's had a great year. And I thought that Viking game, I think that was his best game I've ever seen him play last week.
Oh, yeah.
To me, that was his best, especially his decision-making, when to go, when to not.
And he was quick.
I thought,
he was in terms of deciding when to run. And that was definitely his best game as a pro. Now, I don't expect him to do that tomorrow. Like, I fully respect your defense. Like, you guys had 70 sacks. You have a really good defensive line. I think Jones is going to play well, but he's not going to have that type of game. He's not going to throw for 300 yards, run for 75 yards. I want Jones to do what he's done the majority of this year, be safe with the football. The Giants are one of the best teams in terms of not turning the football over this year because of Daniel Jones. He's only thrown 5 picks. Yeah. He's lost 3 fumbles. He's been great with the football. and just come up with crucial third downs. That's what he's done well all year. And this game, I think we're going to have to rely a lot more on Saquon Barkley in terms of the running game, maybe getting him, utilized a little bit more in the passing game and Jones's legs. Because if we're going to beat you guys, if I'm being honest, yeah, we're going to have to be able to run the ball. We're going to have to be able to control the clock. And we're going to kind of have to do what Washington was able to do against you guys when they faced you guys. So I think that'll be the game plan going in. Whether or not we're able to do it successfully, we'll find out at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow.
There's no question. I mean, we have to execute. We can't afford to make mistakes in this game. We're not good enough to overcome mistakes. The first game we lost to Minnesota because we turned it over twice inside their 20, and Richie James dropped the pass inside their 20-yard line, which pretty much might as well been a third turnover. We ended up losing on a 61-yard field goal. So the Giants don't really have, and we have talent. I mean, but not talent. Like you look at the rosters for the rest of the teams in the playoffs, you're probably thinking the Giants are at the bottom of the barrel as far as talent goes. So we can't afford to make mistakes against a team that's 14-3. That just can't happen. We're got to be the aggressors on defense. We got to be the ones that force the mistakes and win the turnover battle. And like Chris said, what we did against Minnesota, it was a lot of aggression on first down, passing the ball. I don't think we're going to pass as much on first down, but the Giants got to play ahead of the sticks in this game and get themselves into 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 3 where our offense is not predictable, where you could run Barkley, where you could run Jones, where you could pass a little bit, maybe run an end around, some weird trick play. We saw the Statue of Liberty get broken out against Minnesota. So 3rd down and 2 gives you so many options that it kind of confuses your defense, and you can't hone in on one player. But if we're 3rd and 12, if we're 3rd and 13, and it's an obvious passing situation, obviously it doesn't bode well for Daniel Jones or the Giants because you have a great pass rush. Our interior offensive line is questionable at best. So if we have a chance, we have to get in third and manageable, convert third downs, and on time of possession. That's going to be our best way to win this game.
Yeah, well, I think if you look at the Eagles' 3 losses, one of the things that happened in each one of those games, especially the first half, the other team had time of possession was way slanted. Washington, they had it for like 20 minutes. The Saints had it for 20-something minutes. And then Dallas had it a lot in the first half too. You got to be able to run the ball, keep that offense off the field, I think. If you guys can do that, it's going to be a close game, I think,
Yeah, and I think another thing too is even with Daniel Jones, like I think as a scrambling quarterback, I think I think he looks really good. Even that Vikings game, I was getting nervous because he was getting hit a little bit too much. They were a little aggressive with him. And I think, the Eagles have had issues in the past with, mobile quarterbacks and, those defensive ends get sucked in and that's pretty much it. And sometimes those crucial third downs, Daniel Jones will probably maybe use his legs in this game. And that's one thing that fears me in this game a little bit, on those crucial plays. So we've been killed by those.
You guys might get to taste your own medicine here because Jalen Hurts is a guy that likes to run around and get first downs and scrambles. So you might get a taste of your own medicine. There's no tomorrow for the team that loses. So you might as well leave it all out there. I don't expect Daniel Jones to run, 15 times again, but if that's what it takes, Brian Daboll, Daniel Jones, it's good. They're going to do whatever it takes. I mean, they have to. So
those are always backbreakers. We've done it to you guys. How many
I told
times
Chris
over
that
the
during the game. I said, Chris, we've had this happen so much. I said, as a Vikings fan, you got to be getting so frustrated. Like, hit him!
Yeah.
Stop letting him run because it ticks me off when they do it to us. So,
the worst is like a 3rd and 9 and they convert it with the quarter.
Yeah,
it's the worst feeling
drives me insane. Yep.
And you've had it with Randall, McNabb, Vic.
Yeah.
Now Hurts. I mean, we've done that a lot to you guys. I'm going to get to a couple of these super chats really quick if you guys don't mind. Phil, favorite super chat. He goes, the argument that it's hard to beat a team 3 times is crap. The statistics don't show that at all. In fact, it shows the opposite.
All right, I'm going to break down the statistics. I'm going to break down the statistics for you guys.
Okay.
So the statistics say, and I know where Phil's going, but I think of it completely differently. The statistics say that the team that swept the team in the regular season holds a 15-9 advantage. They're 15-9 in the playoffs. But the way I look at that is in the regular season, they were 48-0 because they swept them. Right. Come playoff time, it's 15-9. That's a much closer, winning percentage in terms of for the underdog as opposed to 48-0. So I disagree with him. I think it is much harder to win that third time, especially against a team that is as well coached as the New York Giants are with Brian Daboll. A guy that also coached your quarterback in college, who knows some of his tendencies. So I'm not guaranteeing victory, but for a lot of Eagles fans in here that think this is going to be a pushover, I don't think so. I think the Giants right now are
Not to
playing
mention,
very
the
good
last
football
game of
going
the
into this game.
season. I mean, how much does that really count? I mean, you beat us up pretty good the first. I mean, you can't deny that. You guys put it out as first game. The last game, that's not even our players.
That's my argument. That's why I don't even look at that game as a fair representation of the New York Giants. So to me, it's not like I'm not a Cowboy fan. I'm gonna go, oh, we swept you. You had your backups in. So I don't feel like this is like a normal, team playing a team where they've got swept in the regular season.
Yeah, the Giants did what they had to do that was good for them, and we did what was good for us for that last game. I mean, we obviously knew that, Hurts pushed himself to play that week, and the coaches limited him from doing whatever he could do. He didn't run. The much room as he had in front of him, he's not shooting those gaps. He's not doing anything. Miles Sanders still had a brace on. They barely even ran with him. So, I mean, I didn't make a big deal about that last game. Like, we beat the Giants. I'm not making a big deal about it because, both teams, were smart, had to deal with their own, what they had to do. And both teams got what they wanted. So,
yeah. Sports fan, David Super Chat, what's going on with Pizzle, poor guy? I don't know.
What happened with Pizzle?
I haven't seen. I think somebody member for 4 months of Dingbat Nation just retracted something. So I don't know what you said there. He's got somebody doxed him. So I think he's been dealing with somebody doxing him. So
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
It means when somebody puts out all your information, your address, your phone number, your wife's address, where your wife works.
What was it, like a YouTube video or something like that? Or
yeah.
You can get arrested for that.
Yeah, I don't know how these people don't get caught. But
well, the thing is not only that, but they went after his deceased grandmother. His wife at her work. His relatives. It's like, dude, that's
piece of like, how do you do that? Piece of garbage, man. Like,
he could easily press charges against that guy. You can get arrested for that. It's illegal to do that.
Yeah, it is. Mav, man, thank you for Super Chat goes, hey Philly, hang up on these clowns. Nah, they're good peoples. Good peoples right here. Philly News, David Super Chat goes, 2 words, Eagles family, EAGLES football. Let's win this game and move on. Let's go. A lot of Eagle fans think we're just gonna destroy you guys.
I hope that's what your team thinks too.
I think there's surprisingly to me, I've had a lot of comments where it's like 35-14, 38-21. And I gotta tell you, I'm a little surprised because I think it's more like 24-20, 24-21, 27-23. Like, I think this is a close game. These games are always close. And they always go into the fourth quarter, and whoever makes the mistake in the fourth quarter loses. And it's usually the Giants, or at least in recent years, right? There's always something weird that happens in these Giants-Eagles games. It just always is. Uncle Dirty David Super Chat goes, Eagles front four is going to make DJ look vintage Eli Manning.
I hope so.
I hope not. No.
Yeah, I hope so.
Eli's got more Super Bowls than your whole franchise does. So
please make him look like playoff Eli Manning.
Let me ask you guys. I don't know if this statistic. Somebody told me that the Giants have defeated the last 6 number 1 seeds.
Yeah, they're 6-0 historically in the playoffs against the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
that's pretty damn good.
Crazy.
That's really good. This is going to be a good game. Do you guys think that the game that you guys sat your starters, do you think that it was beneficial to just get the Eagles on tape again, watch what they're doing, even though they're playing your backups? Because you Giants had to figure we might see this team again in 2 weeks, Well,
that's the way I took it. And again, I agree with what you guys said. I don't think you showed us everything. I think you were trying to protect Hurts, which, by the way, I have a question for you guys regarding Hurts. Do you think he's going to be a full – obviously he's playing. Do you think he's going to be a full go, no limitations in terms of running the football, or do you think they're going to he's not quite what he was before the injury?
I think he's going to be full go. I don't know. I can't say he's not going to have pain.
But you think he's going to he's going to run as much as he normally does. That's what you expect.
I think so. Yeah, I think they really held him back that last game.
Yeah. So as far as the game goes, where we set our starters out, who knows how much we were able to take from you guys? Because, yes, there's no doubt about it. You didn't use Hurts to his normal capabilities in terms of running the football. And when you do that, it changes the whole dynamic of your offense, obviously. So who knows how much we took from that. But one thing I think I could say for sure is I think the Giants team, regardless, took a ton of confidence out of that game because they're going to go into this game saying to themselves, we were able to play the third stringers. We believe in our coach. He was able to keep us in that football game, regardless of what Eagles fans feel, the excuses as to why. I do think the Giants as a team built confidence out of that. And I think they've built confidence out of the last 3 or 4 games that they've played. The last 2 games where the starters have played, the Giants have scored over 30 points, regardless of the opponent. You got to go all the way back to 2019 before the offense put up 30 points in one game. They've now done it back-to-back games where the starters have played. So this team has certainly built some confidence. And then the other thing that the team could say to themselves, when we played you guys the first time, we were missing 3 of our 4 best starters on defense. We were missing Leonard Williams, which completely changes the dynamic of that battle on the interior because we have a really strong interior defensive line. You have a really strong interior offensive line. But if you have Leo to deal with along with Dexter, that could change that. We didn't have a Dory Jackson. We didn't have Xavier McKinney. We had a limited Saquon Barkley. So I think the Giants could, and Isaiah Hodgins still hadn't built much chemistry with Daniel Jones, who right now is our number 1 wide receiver. So, and did Bellinger play in that game? I don't know if he did.
No, he didn't. He didn't
play in that game either, who's probably one of our top 3 weapons on the offense right now. So if I'm
he's
the Giants,
a great blocker too. I mean, on top of that,
really good run blocker. So if I'm the Giants going into this game, I'm not looking at that first game. That means nothing to me. I go into this game confident. I say to myself, yeah, we could play with this team. I really do believe they think they could play with you guys.
I agree. I mean, again, missing the guys in the secondary, that definitely hurt. Because, I mean, you guys got one of the top 3, at least top 3, wide receiver tandems in the league with Brown and Devontae Smith. There's nobody's questioning that. You get a really good tight end, Dallas Goedert. We've had a hard time covering tight ends this year. So for the Giants, if they're going to be successful, to me, they're going to have to get to Jalen Hurts. Wink Martindale did not blitz a lot against Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins ain't going to take off. Jalen Hurts will. What the Giants got to get there, then they got to get there fast. When they get there, they got to bring them down because if Jalen Hurts can make plays with his legs and extend plays, it's going to be harder for us to hold your wide receivers down. So it really is going to come down to the Giants getting to Hurts. They were able to get pressure on Cousins up the middle pretty quick, which was forcing them to get rid of the ball earlier. Justin Jefferson couldn't kill us. Of course, we were bracket covering and we were doubling. But it's hard to double one of your receivers because the other one's really good too. Wink Martindale's game plan is going to be very interesting to me.
Did he blitz a lot last week?
No, very little.
That's what everybody said, yeah.
Very little.
Yeah.
I was talking to last night. We were doing our show, and to me, first down is key for both teams. The Giants got to play ahead of the sticks, and we got to get you in second and third down and long. We can't have you in third and 2 because it's going to be the same situation where there's so many things you can do. We have to force. Hurts has definitely been a lot better than I thought he would as a passer. I didn't think Hurts could do this. There's throws he's made this year that I didn't think he could make. Just go as a testament to how hard he works. But if you're going to beat the Eagles, you have to force Jalen Hurts to throw from the pocket. If he beats you from there, fine, but you can't allow him to run around, get outside the pocket, and be, make plays with his legs and extend plays because that he's going to hurt anybody if he does that. So we'll see what Wink does. But like Chris mentioned, getting Dexter Lawrence back is big because Leonard and Dexter play off one another. So this is going to be a great game. I don't think there's any question. This is going to be a war.
I think one of the other things that with the Eagles and why their offense struggled that last game was, and nobody's talking about it, is because they didn't play Miles Sanders. Miles had a knee he was banged up with the knee. He only had like 12 carries. So they didn't run a lot anyways with Miles. I'm expecting Miles to be a lot more active in this game. Like I'm expecting, I think he needs 15 to 20 carries at least in this game. I think you can run on the Giants. What's that?
They're definitely using Boston Scott.
Boston Scott will be active.
Oh my God, dude.
Oh, you guys must love the Boston Scott stuff all week.
Stand that little squirt.
Here's the thing too. No, like look, the Eagles need that first seed. So like after Minshew started 2 games and it was just like, man, we need to get as much rest as possible. And we were like, Jalen Hurts is watching on the sideline, watching his team fall apart. And it was really hard for me too. But Lane Johnson was out. And, if we didn't get that first seed, Lane Johnson wouldn't even play last week. And Driscoll's not really good at right tackle. So getting Lane Johnson back on injury and feeling pretty good this week and active this week is huge. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson coming back. That's big. We dealt with Avonte Maddox with, being out at the nickel, Josiah Scott coming in, and we won some games with him. And teams that took advantage of that matchup, putting their number one inside the slot. That's just what's happened. But getting Lane Johnson back, getting Hurts back, obviously you already said that, could be rusty, hasn't played for a few weeks, no game time snaps. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree. I'm going to catch up on a couple of these super chats. Joshua Dominguez, David super chat. He goes, Daniel Pennies needs to work out with Bad Dog. This all season. Hey, listen.
Have you seen Daniel Jones? Way bigger than I am.
Really?
I went to Bad Dog boot camp.
He did. I made sure I took all the code red out of Philly's house.
All of it. I haven't had it since.
I sent all the UFOs to Philly's house to take the code red out.
Bad Dog's always with some trickery with the NASA. You can't trust this guy.
Wait till you see the Giants' offense. That's going to look like NASA. There's a lot of trickery coming there.
Yeah, another crash landing for the Giants tomorrow. JD Sports Talk, supporting my guys, Dog and Entertainer. Giants need to attack Marsha Epps and safety spot. Philly, what is the one thing you're nervous about in this matchup? The thing that worries me about this matchup is and David Daniel Jones running. To me, that's perhaps scares me more than anything, because I can see situations where it's 3rd and 9, 3rd and 11, and he's going to run. Sometimes our defensive coordinator, he likes to go through these phases where he'll be aggressive. Usually he comes out and he waits to see what the offense is doing. And you could really jump on him and the Eagles early when he does this. Then he gets aggressive, then he pulls back. If he pulls back and he's not aggressive enough with the Giants, I think Daniel Jones running is going to be a problem. See, I would like to man up your receivers. Just go man-to-man on your receivers, put a spy or somebody on Daniel Jones, and then bring some heat at him. I think that's the way you got to play him, but I don't know that they will.
That's exactly what you should do. And the Giants got to hope that they could get the run game going with Barkley, because if they're able to do that, it'll open up the offense. But yeah, if I'm the Eagles, that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm manning up all of our wide receivers, and I'm gonna have a spy for Daniel Jones and try to take that part of his game away, because that'll limit our offense if Daniel Jones can't use his legs.
I'm not sure he'll do it. That's what makes me nervous about this game. Because I think Daniel Jones, just watching him versus Minnesota and the decision making, like, he didn't hesitate, man. When he needed to go, he went. And I was
he's definitely grown as a quarterback.
I didn't like seeing that side of Daniel Jones. What the hell's going on here?
It's gonna be like, you're thinking like the Eagles have 14 wins, and like me and Philly every week we're like, we're not trusting Jonathan Gannon every week. Like every week, even if we were winning, we were like, we're waiting for that game where he's going to, teams have gotten back into games with the bend, don't break defense, pulling everybody back. And it's really annoying. So if they're pulling, these corners back off the line, they're not giving any, physical threat to them, or not push them to kind of get them off their routes or whatnot. It's going to be a long day for the Eagles. It's going to be short slants. It's going to be easy passes for quick yards. That's been the problem with Jonathan Gannon the whole entire year, and that's why we've been up and down about him. Yes, leading the whole team, and you have 4 players with double-digit sacks. You have the most, beating a franchise record in sacks at 72. Like, it's all great, but when it comes down to these games, like, is he actually going to turn up and be aggressive in this game? That's why I respect Martindale so much, because it doesn't matter what players he has on the field. Like, he will get after it. And I'm hoping I see a different defensive coordinator tomorrow. So,
yeah. Let me ask you guys a question about your defense. You guys blitz like 40-something% of the time. I think you play man 40-something% of the time too, right? Something like that. Who you think goes on AJ Brown? How do you play the Eagles receiver?
I think they'll put a Dory on him.
He knows him, so I
think they'll put a Dory on him. Yeah, like you said, it makes sense. They both played at Tennessee together, and he's our best corner. And obviously Devontae Smith's really good too, so it's kind of pick your poison. And you got a really good tight end. And we struggled against the tight end last week, so. You guys certainly have a lot of weapons in your offense. If the Giants are going to have any chance in this game, you have to force – he's going to break out, and especially that's why I asked the question about Hurts, because if you have a full-go Hurts, it's a different dynamic to the offense. And he's going to have his plays with his legs, but the Giants have to do their best to contain him from within the pocket and force him to throw from within the pocket and get pressure on the interior. That's the strength of our defensive line. If they can do that, they have a chance to create some turnovers, and that's how we're going to have a chance to win this game. I think we have to win the turnover battle by at least 1, probably 2 to win this game. And if we can get pressure up the middle, I think we stand a chance to do that. That to me is the biggest X factor of this game. Can our interior defensive line create interior pressure against your offensive line? Because if they can, I could see Hurts coughing up the ball once or twice. And if he does, that changes the dynamics of this game.
Yeah, I mean, with these two teams, obviously a big turnover could swing the momentum huge one way or the other. And for me, a big thing is, Kayvon Thibodeau is extremely aggressive, and he can be beat on an RPO. So he's going to have to be perhaps a little bit more patient and not, just slam into the running back or slam into the, overcommit to one of them. He may have to just sit there and be patient and try to, contain, which that concerns me a little bit, his aggression, because he can run himself right out of a play. We've seen it a couple of times this year. So, like Chris said, I think that the big thing in any quarterback, when you get pressure up the middle, that's really where you want to attack him. Now, Hurts can roll out to the right and left. So, he can do that. But if a quarterback has a hard time stepping into a throw, that is when, if he's going to step into a throw and he's getting pushed up the middle and he can't step into it, he doesn't have as much on the ball. It's when it can sail on you. It's inaccurate. It gets picked off. And that's the best part of our defensive line are those two guys. So, our run defense isn't good. And that concerns me a little bit because Miles Sanders is a good running back. You guys have a really good running game. It'll be interesting to see exactly how you guys attack us and what Wink does to counteract it. The Giants have been really good at making adjustments all year. Chris gave me a stat earlier that you guys really outscore the hell out of people like in the first quarter.
Second quarter.
Second quarter,
sorry. And the Giants outscore everybody in the third quarter. So it's imperative that the Giants get off to a good start in this game. Knowing you guys might be rusty, we want to take the crowd out.
Adjustments have been our weakness. Adjustments have been our total
weakness. That's the key to me for this game is I think just based off your history this year, and every game's different, so it might be completely different. But based off the way your team has played this year and based off the way our team has played this year, we've been a team that's adjusted very well. You've been a team that's gone for the knockout punch early in games. You guys are averaging 17.4 points a game in the first half, only 10.6 in the second half. And you average 12.2 points a game in the second quarter, only 16.9 in your other 3 quarters combined. So if I'm the Giants, I say to myself, if we could keep this game within 3 at halftime, we're right in it. And I think that's got to be the game plan. Don't get smoked in the first half.
Well, I think the Eagles, especially early in the year, that was a big problem. We'd be up 24-3, 24-0, and then these teams would come back. I don't think they knew how to win. I don't think the Eagles early on knew how to close games. I think they've gotten better at that. But there has been a problem. It's like they take their foot off the gas. And in the NFL, if you take your foot off the gas on a team and you get them, just a little bit of momentum. We saw it last week with the Jacksonville game. You can lose, and you can't do that. So I feel like the Eagles have to come out and score early. I think they have to get it going on offense early. If this game is 3-3 in the second quarter or 10-10 at halftime, that doesn't bode well. I think the Eagles need to jump on the Giants early. You guys want something to stay in it, but I think it's imperative for us to jump on you guys early.
And the longer this game stays close, within a field goal, within one possession, the more the pressure mounts for the Eagles, because the Giants going into this game, there's no pressure. I mean, at the end of the day, all the pressure's on the Philadelphia Eagles. Let's be real. You guys are the number one seed. You guys were expected to be one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the NFC going into the year. The Giants were supposed to win 5 games. They've already accomplished more than anything they were supposed to going into this year. So if this game stays tight into the second half, Eagles are going to be feeling a ton of pressure, and the Giants are going to be playing loose.
Yep.
Oh, I agree. The Giants look loose now. I've watching you guys practices. Paper, scissors, and all. They look loose to do.
Because Phil, Dave, that's why Daboll's a good coach. He is pretty much has this team, saying listen, that's just like every other week. There's no difference here. It's a football game. Beat the team in front of you. So he's done a great job. But there's no question. It's a big reason why I think we're winning this game as our head coach.
Maybe. I mean, he's done a great job. He has.
Good job.
Phil, David Super Chat goes, the only reason I'm not confident is because of Gannon. Yeah, I mean, that's always a lot of people, John Gill, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, a lot of emotion on this panel. Like to see this during the game. Oh, I'm sure it's going to be there during the game.
yeah.
Bad
sure.
Dogs will be
It's
cursing up
playoffs,
the storm
man.
tomorrow.
Playoffs.
Yeah.
That pick six, James Bradbury. Pick six, Bad Dogs. Are you fucking kidding me? It's coming.
Nah, probably not. I probably wouldn't react that way.
Oh, yeah, right.
Nah, probably not. I've been pretty
I'd like
subdued.
to punch him in the face.
Nah, I've been very subdued this year. You know why, man? I know this team can
You've
come
been
back.
winning.
I've seen this team come
'Cause
back
you've been
all
winning.
year. I've
Yeah,
seen
they-
this team
they
come
have.
back all year. But I can see Philly giving me one of those stupid throw things.
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Matthew, thank you for the super chat. He goes, Danny Pennies is getting a taste of Cox tomorrow. Thank you. I'm gonna have to clip Mad Dog, dude. That's gonna have to be an intro. Joshua, thank you for the super chat, man. He goes, let's go Giants.
Let's go, Joshua.
Giants.
Let's go.
Baby.
Hey, Entertainer, when did you start? When did you become a Giant fan? Like
Mid-90s.
during what era? 90s?
I mean,
So
I
you
remember
remember-
Reeves is the first coach I remember, and
Okay.
then obviously,
So-
and then Fossil. So yeah, I when I first started watching, it was Reeves, and then it went to Fossil.
Awesome. Okay, so you came after LT and all that, right?
Yeah. Right after, like, I probably started
Yeah.
watching them like 93, 94, and then like religiously watching them in like 96, 97.
Yeah, okay. And Bad Dog and me kind of came up in the same era.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I was
We're
watching Bad Dog before I became a YouTuber. Like I was watching everybody. I mean, before I showed up in 16. It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah. Uncle Dirty, thank you for super chat. He goes, typo, my grandmother's still kicking better than Mar. Oh, yeah. The Cowboys kicker. What are your guys' thoughts on that 49ers Giants game? I mean, 49ers Cowboys game.
Yeah,
I'm curious
I'm
what you
looking
think.
forward to playing the 49ers a week from Sunday. And Freudian slip there by Philly 500 people. He knows.
Maybe.
He knows it's coming.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, NFC Championship game against San Francisco, we beat them twice, go to the Super Bowl. Why not make it 3, right, Chris? He just said that.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Somebody needs to clip that.
I do think we're going to be playing the
Oh,
49ers,
God.
though, Philly. if
I'm
that's what
sure
you're
they
asking.
will.
No. I think the 49ers are going to beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if they don't. I think they're the better team.
Even with the rookie quarterback, huh? I see.
They're just
I'm-
too talented. I
like-
mean, there's talent everywhere. I mean, who do you stop? You know, you got Debo Samuel, you got Ayuk, you got Kittle, you got McCaffrey. They got a great defense, and
And they got the better
Shanahan,
coach.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's just Dallas is going to San Francisco. I mean, Brock Purdy is what he is, but he hasn't lost. I'm like, is he the new Tom Brady? You know, Tom Brady was picked 199th overall, came in because of an injury to Bledsoe.
Right.
Purdy's only playing because of injuries to Lance and Garoppolo. He hasn't lost, and he's got that team playing really well. Dallas is an aggressive. They take a lot of chances on defense. I could see them getting burned for a couple really big plays. You got to worry about McCaffrey in the passing game as well. There's just so many things you got to worry about when you play the 49ers. So, I think that they're just going to be too much for Dallas in the end.
I think
We'll
it's
see.
an interesting game. I'm just curious if that game's close in the fourth quarter and Purdy actually has to make plays with his arm. I don't know. I want to see if he's ready for that kind of moment as a rookie.
You could say that about Dak
It's
Prescott.
impressive what he's. That's true. You really could. And I don't consider last week playing Tampa Bay Dak Prescott's coming out party like a lot of Cowboy fans are trying to make it seem. I mean, I think we all knew that anybody playing the NFC South was going to beat them because that's a horrible division, dude.
Well, I think
That
Kellen
division-
Moore kind of designates where that offense goes. I think it's like you make Dak pass more, he throws 40 times, he's losing that game. I think Tony Pollard is like one of the most important players in that offense. And if they don't have that run game with Zeke and Pollard, I think they fall apart. That you need that run game. They need to mix in both those running backs with that play action or whatever they're going to do, and I think they'll be successful. But I think that defense is going to have to hold up to put that offense in good position to beat the Niners. But I just don't see it happening though.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game. Joshua, favorite super chat goes, "Let's go Giants." A lot of Giants in here, man. I love
Way
it though.
too many
I
Eagles
think
for me.
way too many. I know. I see you're a little uncomfortable.
I'm
Isaiah Davis
surrounded
super
by
chat goes,
Eagles fans. Always makes me uncomfortable.
Does the Eagles win over Minnesota this year count? Yeah. Why wouldn't
not?
it count?
Regarding
I
what?
don't
What do you mean?
understand. I don't know. I guess in terms of looking at maybe who they beat.
I mean, that was like your
of course
first game of the year, so it doesn't hold much
Second
relevance
game.
at this
Second
point. But
game.
the game counts. Yeah,
No.
but the game counts.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe he's saying that because they're acting like our game didn't count against them. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
No,
It's hard to get. Sometimes it's hard to get context from text.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, if you're an Eagles fan going into this game, you're super confident. You have one loss this year where Jalen Hurts started the game, so you should be confident going into the game.
Feel good,
So
and it's the Giants. And over the course of the you know how the Giants Eagles stuff goes. It's always
of course
it's sticky. So it goes up and down. So
we're about to Joey Shakes will appreciate this because I said this in Patricia Trainer's room. Yeah, we're bringing Damian Karras to Philly with us because we are exercising those demons. As a horror fan, I know Joey Shakes knows what I'm talking about.
It could happen. I mean, it could happen anytime. I don't think it'll happen tomorrow night. I think you got at least a few more years left. But I feel really good about where the Eagles are, who they're playing. I will say this though. I think that if I had to say which game the next two games for the Eagles could they potentially lose, I think this is the game you want to play them. I think if you got to play them in the championship game,
that's what I said.
Giants,
that's what I said before the playoffs started. I said if I knew I was going to have to play the Eagles in round 3, I'd rather get them in round 2 because you guys are coming off the bye. And we know as Giants fans, we played the 15-1 Packers off the bye. They looked completely lost in 2011 for the first quarter and a half. They came out rusty, and that has happened before. You guys have never experienced this before with this team, with this quarterback, with this head coach. You've never had to have a bye, going into the second round of the playoffs. So we'll see. I think it's entirely possible you could start the game off right.
Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is look at Washington. We were concerned because we played Washington, and then they had a bye. And they're like, they only got to focus on the Giants. If they come off the bye, they look terrible off the bye. So sometimes it does get a team a little bit to get going. And again, Jalen Hurts, probably wasn't 100% the last game against us. They probably didn't open up the whole playbook. So really, he hasn't played a game where they just said, go ahead and do your thing in a month. So how, like I said, that's why it's very important for us to get out to a lead here. It's very important for us to make you catch up to us. We can't get behind if you guys are rusty. It's not. We don't want to play from behind. So the start's going to be very important for the Giants.
I agree, and I think for the Eagles, I think it's important to come out and run the ball. Like I think to settle Hurts in, to get him,
I agree with you.
To get the offense going, you got to come out early and run the ball. If they come out and they're throwing 7 straight times, which has happened many times. I think that's a problem. I think you got to come out and you got to try to get the offense going with your running game. Let Hurts settle in. Let the offense get going. And that's what I'm hoping that they'll do. But who knows? As a
Giants fan, I want you to do the opposite of that because I completely agree with you. The Giants' run defense this year has been horrible, especially off the edge. And I know your running backs are fully capable of doing that. Right? We're decent up the middle, but when it comes to quick runners off the edge, the Giants have struggled with that. So. As a Giants fan, I hope you guys get a little pass happy because I think that's what Washington did against us. I thought it was a big mistake. They were running all over us, and then Brian Robinson only ran 4 times in the second half. And that's why their offense coordinator fired at the end of the day. They did a horrible job in terms of the play calling against us when they played us. Minnesota did the same thing the first time when we played them. So as a Giants fan, I'm hoping you guys get a little pass happy. You say, let's take advantage of these weapons with Brown and with Smith because if you guys run, I think we're going to struggle. For sure. Definitely 20-20. I don't think we're going to be able to stop your run.
Yeah, no, I hear you. 03, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Bad Dog going to be on his grandpa mood tomorrow's loss? I don't know.
First of all, that is an awesome thumbnail. Secondly, we lose. Yeah, right. We lose. I'm going to be pissed off. I don't want to lose to the Eagles again. I don't want to lose in the playoffs. I ain't going to be happy. I love my team, so of course. I mean, I'm not happy with any loss. This loss would be, 100 times worse than any regular season loss. So yeah, I ain't gonna be happy. I'm gonna be ecstatic when we win this one, though.
I've noticed that when the Giants lose, NASA's more active. I don't know if there's any correlation, but when Giants are losing, they're going to different places all over the galaxy and stuff. Because Bad Dog's working more. Let's face it, right? Come on, Bad Dog. Work for NASA.
Listen, I told you I'm sending a few flyers over there to Philly tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm still blocked, by the way, in NASA.
And NASA. I'll see what I can do.
Yeah, why don't you do something?
I'll see what strings I can pull to get you back on there.
Right? You know, I just want to give my man Stanley Kubrick a little bit of credit.
I got you.
That's all. Greaser Bub, the original David Super Chat goes, Philly Joey, I love y'all, but get real. Eagles 31, Giants 17. What do you mean get real? I got the Eagles.
You said you thought the game was going to be within 4 points.
Oh, well.
So he's saying it's going to be a blowout.
I mean, it's typical Giants Eagles. Most of these games are close games. Division games are close games. I mean, that's just the way it's always been. So I would be shocked. I would be happily surprised. I would love to blow you guys out and then be sitting there in the fourth quarter, wondering what you guys are saying on your channel, enjoying myself. But I don't think that's the way it goes. I think this goes into the fourth quarter. I think we're all going to be nervous, and it could go any way. It's NFC East football.
It comes down to consistent coaching. I think that's where it's like you can look at the talent on both sides. Yeah, the Eagles might have a little bit more talent, but it's down to the coaching at the end of the day. And I think the Giants have had more consistent coaching than the Eagles in certain games. That's just me.
Again, I think our adjustments. Yeah. I think the adjustments the Giants make over the course of the game has helped us a lot this year.
Yeah, if we have an edge, that's where it is. If we have an edge in this game, it's the coaching, and that's why we've won a lot of the games that we've won. And in the playoffs, I think that's the most important thing. Now, I don't know if I don't know if the coaching advantage for the Giants is enough to make up for the talent discrepancy because, yeah, you guys are talented, more talented at almost every position on the field, if I'm being honest. You're much more talented at the wide receiver. You're much more talented at the tight end. You're much more talented on the offensive line. Your defensive line is more talented. Your cornerbacks are more talented. So our coaching is going to have to do a damn good job in terms of the game planning, but I have faith that they will, and it's why I think this game is going to be close, especially getting a third look at your football team. I think Dable's going to see things on film that he picked up on that is going to give the Giants a bit of an advantage when it comes to game planning. So I do think this is going to be closer than people think because they're just looking at the talent. They're not taking into account that the Giants have a damn good coaching staff.
Right. We got 808 people between my channel and Joey's channel. Let me thank everybody for being here. If you guys haven't, click the link in the description. Go sub up these guys. Baddog and Entertainah. Make sure you guys sub those guys up. Joey as well if you're on my channel. But thank you guys all for joining us. Yeah, I think that this notion that the Eagles somehow we have suspect coaching. I don't know that I agree.
I don't think it's suspect. I just think ours is better.
Maybe. Well, I think
a lot of Eagle fans, from what I see and read, they don't really like Gannon. They don't like Gannon.
They don't. Well, Gannon. Yeah, and I have my issues with Gannon. I just don't like. I don't like his scheme. But for the most part, I mean, we've had a couple games where I thought it was really bad. We've done some bad things, but I mean, Steichen, the offensive coordinator, and Gannon are probably both going to get head coaching jobs. So I don't think it's been too bad. The question for me. I think Gannon is going to do what Gannon does. The question for me is Steichen and Nick Sirianni. Are you going to come out and use, the strength of your offense and run the ball? You're going to run the ball. If they don't run the ball, this is going to be a really close game. I think if they run it, I think we could coast, man. I do.
Well, I think Jalen Hurts has been a scapegoat in a lot of games too, because there was like 5-6 games in a row with Miles Sanders in the first half, barely, and because of Jalen Hurts' legs, could definitely bail out that offense in a lot of different ways. But when we had Minshew in there for a couple weeks, all you have to do is hone in on that running back. That's it. It made it that much simpler, that much easier. So what I have a feeling they're going to start the game. I think they're going to throw a lot. I mean, they've done it so many times. Like they want to get Hurts' arm.
I agree with you. I think they're going to go for the knockout punch. I agree.
Yeah, I think they will.
You think early?
That's just me.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I hope. Well, I hope Jalen Hurts is sharp because I want him to get into a rhythm early. Duncan Wright, thank you for Super Chat. Go shout out to Hurts and Daniel Jones for a great season. And shout out to Dak Prescott for being the NFL interception champion.
Shout out! I can get on board with that shout out.
I think the one good thing about Giant fans is we can always come together to root against Dallas. That's
of course
the one thing.
Course.
In big moments, I can count on Giant fans to be with me rooting against.
I'll
Dallas.
be pulling we'll be pulling for the Niners on Sunday for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I can't root for Dallas. No, there's no question about it. 03, thank you again for Super Chat. Goes, Bad Dog's got to shave his head. Cherries.
Well, I
on
always shave
Giants
my head.
balls.
I'm not shaving my nuts though.
He's
I'm not
bald.
doing that.
He's bald. I think
Yeah,
Bad Dog needs a
shave my-
toupee. Like a really bad toupee. I would love to get have a bet with Bad Dog, and he has to wear a toupee.
I need what is the company that sponsors a lot of people on you? Manscaped.
Manscaped, yeah.
If I was gonna shave the old cherries there, I would need a Manscaped.
That's a good buzzer, by the way.
Is it?
Good. Yes, it's not a scam. It's really I own one.
Well, no, I see it all the time. So one of the guys I work with for the Yankees, one of the content creators, he's sponsored by Manscaped. So
there you go. He's not. Never mind. I ain't gonna say. I am. David Suchet goes. Eagles Italian head coach orders Pizza Hut. Enough said. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean that was pathetic. I mean, come on, Sirianni. I mean, really, pizza. I don't care if he's eating pizza. Come on, Phil. You're Italian.
I have issues with it too. I have.
Okay.
He's been random. He's been so random and. He's been so random though, in a lot of his he's very out there with some of his press conferences. Like he'll just talk about random stuff. Like I didn't know how to really take that. Like he just said it. It wasn't even like someone asked him the question. But this whole thing this week has been kind of ridiculous.
But Joey, it's Pizza Hut. That's the issue. Like if you got a good slice, if you got a good pie, it's okay. Like it's not the fact he ate pizza. He ate Pizza Hut and he's Italian. You don't do that.
Yeah.
He's right. Bad Dog's not lying. That's
you don't do it.
No,
you don't do it.
No, it's his forefathers hail from the same sunny peninsulas as all of ours.
Right. Tomato pie, Sicilian, whatever.
This is a sit down. But you got Sicilian pizza there. You got good pizza places there. You can't eat Pizza Hut. I agree.
Right.
I don't even eat Pizza Hut here.
No.
And pizza sucks here.
Right.
That's the issue.
Yeah, that's the issue.
I agree. Yeah. KJ Smith says, Davis ridiculous. Ball Scott will rush for 450 yards and 8 touchdowns.
I think that's probably his career numbers against the Giants, honestly.
But 11
I think it's it's got 11 touchdowns and 17 total touchdowns. I think 11 are versus the Giants. Yeah, Giants have to watch out for the kick return by Boston Scott for a touchdown.
He almost had one against us last time.
I know he did. Yeah.
Crash test Covey.
He goes, Philly, why is this a discussion? The end is inevitable. Yeah, see?
We'll find out, Maverick. As Giants fans, we've gone up against teams that we've heard the same thing in our past during the playoffs. It's not the same Giants team, but I'm going to tell you right now, in 2007, the Cowboys had it was big of a discrepancy in terms of talent as this New York Giants team currently has. They were a 13-3 team, the number 1 seed. They were favored by 7.5. It was home. They swept us in the regular season. We beat them. So you got to play the game, and we'll see what happens when we go out there and we play in about what? 23 hours.
22 hours.
I don't know how I'm sleeping tonight. I ain't gonna get any sleep tonight.
I'm gonna sleep fantastic tonight. Tomorrow night I'm not gonna sleep either way. I'll either be really pumped up or really pissed off. Probably not even pissed off. Depressed is probably a better word for it.
See, I'll be pissed because people keep asking me this all week. If the Eagles don't win this game, would you feel that it's a disappointing season? I would say, yeah. I feel like if you go 14-3 and you lose in a divisional round of the playoffs, I think it's disappointing. I don't see how it could be anything else, I don't know. David Superche goes, we will revenge for what Kevin did to Foles. I don't know. That whole thing with Kevon Thibodeau, he said he didn't know that Foles was hurt, right? Isn't that what he said?
I don't think he did when he was doing the Snow Angels. I mean, how would he? He
didn't look at him. I mean, he didn't look at him. He just dropped to the ground and did it. He didn't.
I think it was now the stuff after the fact. The optics don't look good, but on the field with the Snow Angel, I think that was all adrenaline, sack dance. You're excited. That's like you score a touchdown if you're a defensive.
What are you guys' thoughts on him so far? I'm sure it's good.
Fantastic.
He's a disruptor, man. He's a very active guy. He doesn't quit on plays. He's constantly going. He's 100% effort guy. So. He got off to a bit of a slow start because he dealt with an injury at the beginning of the year when he got blocked low and it messed his knee up. And it took him a little while to get acclimated to the NFL. But once that game against Dallas on Thanksgiving, I mean, he was a man possessed. I mean, that was his coming up part. I know that we lost that game, but he was unbelievable in that game. And he's been really good ever since. So he's the real deal.
He is. Hosea Jones, this is an interesting question. Who wins O-line versus D-line on both teams?
I think your D-line definitely has a tremendous advantage over our O-line.
Right.
The only way we're going to be able to combat that, the play calling's got to be great. Get the ball out of Jones's hands quick.
Right.
On the other side, I think it's pretty close. I'd probably give your O-line a slight edge, but we'll see what Lane Johnson, because the Giants have a really good defensive line. Like Dexter Lawrence is an all-pro defensive tackle this year. Yeah, Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams are really good on the interior. I think that's a good matchup. I definitely favor your defensive line versus our offensive line, though.
So you're saying both lines of scrimmage, the Eagles are better than the Giants?
I think it's close on our side for defense. I think it's close, but I think you guys definitely have a significant.
These Ojulari's game designation. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's a game. I haven't looked at the injury report, but
I thought he's questioned. I think he's questionable.
I mean, obviously, whatever his designation is would make a difference. The guy is unfortunately dealt with a lot of injuries this year, but when he's been out there, he's ridiculous, especially when you get him. And never know. There's been one game this year, and Aziz didn't finish it. It was last week that Aziz Ojulari, Dexter Lawrence, Leonard Williams, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dory Jackson, and Xavier McKinney were on the field at the same time. It hasn't happened all year until last week, and Aziz did not play much because he had whatever happened, an ankle or something. So I don't know how much he's going to play, but obviously that would be huge for us to get that guy out there too. We need all the defensive help we can get.
No, I think the Eagles' defensive line with depth too, because when Jordan Davis went down earlier in the season, they picked up Linval Joseph, Adamakin Sue. Fletcher Cox was playing over 70% of the snaps. Definitely not the same player he used to be. And now getting Josh Sweat back, and now having Robert Quinn, which he didn't do. We gave away a 4th-round pick, didn't do anything. Apparently, he was injured the whole time. I think after the trade, he was injured the whole time and didn't really do much of anything. I mean, against the Giants, he had a couple pressures, but a lot of depth for the Philadelphia Eagles other than the starters. So I think the Giants playing up tempo might help a little bit in certain situations. So there's no rotation, get the defensive line tired, stuff like that. So
one thing I think the one area where I think we could be successful against you guys, and I don't watch Eagles games every week, is running the football. You guys have not been great against the run. You're okay against the run, but you still give up 4.6 yards a carry. I've seen teams be able to run pretty successfully against you guys.
Right, that's true.
And that's how I think the New York
better.
It's gotten better.
I'm
not taking anything away from your defensive line. It's very good. But if the New York Giants are able to have some success running the football, it's going to help out the pass protection because it's going to make the offense less predictable. So we'll see. I think it's going to come down to that. Can we establish some kind of run, and can we come out with a good offensive game plan?
Yeah, if we can establish a run, it's going to enhance an RPO. But I wouldn't be surprised if you see quite a few designed rollouts for Daniel Jones to get him outside of the pocket, knowing that you guys have a good pass rush and our interior offensive line really isn't good. So it would not surprise me at all to see him on designed rollouts to the right, to the left. With being able to run or pass. So again, it's all chess. It's not checkers. So we'll see what these coaches do. And that's why I feel like we really have a chance and we're going to win. I believe in this coaching staff more than I believed in any coaching staff, obviously, since Coughlin, because there's no question you can see Gable gets the most out of these guys. That's what a head coach is supposed to do. You find your players' strengths, you build game plans around their strengths. Gable's done that all year, and it's not going to change in this game. So we'll see. But I would not be surprised if we see some trickeration from the Giants in this game. They just open up the entire playbook and throw a bunch of stuff at you guys that you haven't seen the entire season. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm ready to go. This week took forever. It's Friday night, so Saturday's going to fly by. Saturday always flies by. I'm glad we're playing Saturday and got to wait till Sunday.
Oh, I want to ask both of you, like, what do you think the future of Saquon Barkley is? Just to be off topic with that. After this is last year's contract. Right?
Yeah, an article actually came out today on Saquon Barkley, and I don't know how legitimate this is. It was written by Ian O'Connor, who I think writes for the New York Post. Like, Ian O'Connor. He's like credible guy, credible source. He came out with an article today that said that the Giants during the bye offered Saquon between $12 and $12.5 million a year on a 3 or 4 year contract. So I don't think they're going to offer much more than that. Supposedly Barkley turned that down. I don't think Barkley's going to get that much more than that on the open market. We'll see. But yeah, if they're willing to go 12 for 36 to maybe even 48, I think in the end he's coming back with the Giants, whether it be the franchise tag or whether it be a multi-year deal.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see that too. I don't think they'll give him a Zeke like they're not going to give him a ton of money.
They're not giving him 6
If
years.
Barkley can get 16 million years somewhere else, he's probably not coming back here because I think the Giants are going to be more interested in bringing Daniel Jones back. Obviously, Barkley's a massive part of what we do. I love Saquon, one of my favorite players on the Giants. But there's no question when you're talking about a football team, man, the most important part of your football team is your quarterback. And it is very difficult to find a franchise quarterback. Just ask the Chicago Bears, ask teams like that have a hard time, or ask the Jets,
ask Washington.
Right. Ask Washington. Right. It's very hard. Ask the Houston Texans. I mean, they had one and then all that crap happened and they got rid of them. But it is hard. It is hard to find a franchise quarterback. And if the Giants believe Daniel Jones is the franchise quarterback, at least for the next 3 or 4 years, you're going to have to lock him up first and then work on Barkley. The Giants can tag him and maybe look to trade. Maybe he plays under the tag. I don't think Barkley would want to. A guy that's dealt with injuries and's had a great year probably going to want to get his money, and I couldn't blame him. But gut feeling is I feel he'll be back because Chris has mentioned this before, and it's a good point. The running back market is some free agents out there. Josh Jacobs out there. Tony Pollard's out there. So there's some other good running backs that people aren't going to be as desperate. Well, I'm not going to pay Barkley $16 million when I can get Josh Jacobs for $13.5 million, that type of thing. So maybe that lowers Barkley's market value, and the Giants can get him back on a decent
$13 million a year contract.
We're going to deal with the same thing with Miles Sanders leaving after this year too. Like that's going to be a huge thing for us. But we have the offensive line, and depending if Kelsey retires, Lane Johnson's getting old, and this offensive line can only last for so long. But Miles Sanders might walk as well.
That's why you have to jump on tomorrow and take advantage. You don't know when you're going to be here again. You got to win tomorrow, man. Tony Davis, Super Che goes, I've been following all 4 of you for 3 years and really appreciate your work and insight. Congrats, New York Giants, on your season, but it's hurt season. 34-24 is what they said.
That's a fair prediction. I mean, the odds are at 7.5. If I was an Eagle fan, that's probably what I'd be expecting.
Yeah, of course. If I was an Eagles fan, I wouldn't be going, the Giants are going to beat us, but I'm not an Eagles fan, so I think we're going to beat you.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. That's fine. You've been wrong before. You'll be wrong again. Fabio,
I've been right before, too.
That's true. That's true. But it won't be tomorrow. Fabio Davis Super J goes, Bomb the Quez set the tone. Yes. I think we're all just ready for this friggin' game.
We are.
We've pretty much talked about every single thing. It's time to play, man. It's just
I know. That's why the Super Bowl is so tough because you got 2 weeks in between. It's like,
I'd
what
like
do you
to have that problem, though. I'd like to have that problem.
Oh, so would I. Well, Chris, we'll find stuff to talk about. Chris and I already talked after the Minnesota game. We're going to the Super Bowl, so we already decided we're doing it. Listen, we actually had one of our subscribers say if the Giants go to the Super Bowl, buying your tickets.
He did say that.
Wow.
But the craziest thing is, as much as the Eagles fans in here are laughing right now, and I understand it. If I was an Eagles fan, I'd be thinking this is a layup too. You're the number 1 seed. You had to buy the Giants.
You beat the hell out of us for years. I get it.
We haven't won at the Link since 2013. If the Giants do win this game, everybody in the fan base is going to think we're going to the Super Bowl. Because at that point, you say to yourself, we're as hot as could be. We just went into Philly now and beat the Eagles. This offense has looked different the last 6 games, and we're going to feel we can beat anybody. So that's it's just crazy how football works.
To cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I'll be honest with you. If you beat us, I think you're going to the Super Bowl too.
I agree.
I think if you get past the Eagles, you're going to go in and you're going to tell me the 49ers are going to beat you with Purdy. I don't think it's going to happen. And I could see you definitely going in and beating Dallas. Now, that's a situation where you lost 2 games where you played your starters and actually lost to Dallas.
Yes.
So that would be hard to be a third time.
The other thing and again, I'm not making excuses for this because Dallas I feel like they match up well with us. But that game after Thanksgiving, I was when McKinney hurt his hand. It was a short week, and we were right in that game until like the end of the third quarter. We were there with those guys. And we had everybody was injured. Everybody was injured in that game. We had nobody left. So
they took the touchdown. Didn't they take a touchdown from you guys?
Yeah, the illegal man downfield.
That was a horrible call.
Yeah. So
I was rooting for you. As a Giants
fan, that would be the greatest thing ever to beat the Eagles and then beat the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. There's no way a Giants fan wouldn't say that's the greatest season in the history of Giants football. If that was
we feel the same. We feel exactly the same way. Beat the Giants and then Dallas. Oh my God, forget about it. You know, Delbert Davis Super Chicos. Nick Sirianni puts pineapple on his pizza. I don't agree.
Yeah,
with
that's another sacrilegious move. You don't do that either.
Don't do that. No. Les Davis Super Chat goes, if the Giants win, who's a better matchup, Cowboys or 49ers? I'm working during the game, but my prediction is 24-17 Eagles. So if the Giants win, who would you prefer to play?
Cowboys.
Because we've seen them twice.
Yeah, because we've seen them twice. Yeah. And by no means do I think the Cowboys are a layup. I don't. I think they have a really good pass rush. Obviously, they got weapons, but I think the Niners. Yeah, I think the Niners are better, and I just think the familiarity playing Dallas twice. Not to mention, I think Shanahan's a much better coach than McCarthy. So I would much rather face the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think familiarity would definitely be an advantage for us. That we do know you've got a lot of film on them. We don't have any film on Brock Purdy, they do, but you know what I'm saying. We played Dallas twice. You can only learn so much from film. You obviously learn a lot more playing against the team. So I definitely would rather play Dallas if when we get past when.
I agree. Green Wingman, David Superche goes, all due respect to Baddog and Entertainah, the Giants fan base. But even as good as your team has been as of late, talent eventually shines at the end, especially during a rivalry. 32-21 Eagles.
Thank you. It's fair. It's fair. I mean, listen. Yeah. Like I said, if you're an Eagles fan, I can't, if I was an Eagles fan, I would not be sitting here going, "Oh, I think the Giants are going to win." Of course not.
But Bad Dog, as Giants fans, we were in the same spot they were in 2008 when the Eagles came in and they beat us when we had a 12-4 record.
That's correct.
Right.
So we felt the same way they're feeling now. The playoffs is one game.
It is. I mean, listen, 2007, Dallas swept us and they beat us bad both games. And then that one game, it didn't matter. And people could say, "Oh, that was 15 years ago. This ain't the same players, ain't the same coach." No, but the point is, just because a team gets swept in a regular season has no bearing on what happens in the future. It doesn't. Because if the Eagles come out and have a bad game, if Jalen Hurts has a bad game, if shoulder's not right, or he makes a couple of mistakes, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that 9 times out of 10 you wouldn't beat us, but if you don't, look at the 2007 Patriots, a perfect example. 9 times out of 10, the Patriots probably beat us that year. Right. But that one time they didn't was the time that it mattered most.
Right.
That's all. Yeah. That's all that matters. It's just Saturday. You can take everything in the past and throw it out. That's all it takes. It just takes you guys to have a bad game and us to have a good game, and we move on. That's it.
I agree, and that's why playing a divisional team in the playoffs always makes me nervous because you see them so much. It's just the way it is. Cressley David Superchat goes, "Wear your G-Men gear. You look better in blue." Hey, I still have.
Right, Billy. You do. One of our subscribers has a thumbnail of you, and you look really good in that. You look really good in blue.
I thought we've seen that. I think someone came into our chat.
You look really good in that. Like that is definitely your color.
My Mark Bavaro.
Joey loves it too. Look at Joey up there. He loves it.
Oh man, I
think even Joey got a kick out of seeing you have to wear that. To be honest with you,
it was funny.
It was funny.
That was tough, man. That was tough. It was tough. We made it through. Bobby Murphy, David Super Chat goes, "What is the story on Twitter about the Giants fans dying? Oh, your nuts blue." Wait, did you hear?
No, it wasn't the nuts.
It was their hair, isn't it?
No, it was
his balls.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I love Bobby. Bobby comes to my channel all the time. I love Bobby's good people. Bobby's a good guy. I didn't see that on Twitter though. What's that? What'd you say?
Oh man. I don't. NYB David Suchet goes, Tanner Bad Dog, stand 10 toes in the nest, rep it. 10 toes.
We're here. We're surrounded by all these Eagles fans. The Giants are coming in as a huge underdog. They're all calling us crazy.
Yeah.
We'll see if we're crazy tomorrow.
Someone just said Giants fans are the worst. That's pretty ironic coming from an Eagles fan. I got to say that.
Oh, well, who said that?
That's ironic coming from an Eagles fan to say we're the worst.
We're the best. We are the best. Mike David Stupid goes, I think Saquon will be used a lot more heavily than he was last week. Watch out for those Kenny Galladay blocks.
He did truck somebody in that game.
He did. Oh, that was a great block.
Well, Darius Slay's having nightmares because he's Kenny Galladay.
I didn't like that play at all. I really didn't like that play.
I liked it.
Bothered me.
Green Wingman, thank you for super chat. He goes, fantastic roundtable, gentlemen. All due respect, but Mr. Baddog Entertainer, as good as your team is of late, great simply doesn't complete. I think I read that one. Thank you.
Yeah, you read that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm just trying to catch up here before we get out of here. John Gill, Dave for super chat. He goes, if ever in South Philly, got to try Angelo's. Yeah, Angelo's is good pizza.
Oh, it's pizza? Okay.
It's better than Pizza Hut. Yeah. More home favor super chat. He goes, Dallas Goedert, just you watch, is going to have a big game. Good luck. You can't cover everyone. We have so many options. Bring out the giant killer.
Listen, I agree. We've had a hard time with tight ends, so I'm not going to sit here and say Goddard doesn't worry. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm not worried about your offense. It's freaking good. Yeah. There's no. I may hate the Eagles with all my heart, my fiber, every fiber, my being, my heart, so whatever. But I can't sit here and go, well, you guys suck, because that's just not true. I think that we're going to win this game, but it's not because you suck. It's not. I'm not going to sit here and go, I ain't worried about it. I'm worried about it.
Right. Oh, 3 favor super chat goes, bet Bad Dog to put a plunger on his head on the L. I don't think Bad Dog wants to wear a plunger. Kind of high. Thank you for the super chat. Whoever wins the game is going to the Super Bowl. I think so. And I
gotta be honest. I gotta be honest. As much as I can't stand Eagles, and a lot of their fans, some of the fans they kill me, man. They're good. They're good.
They're the best. They're good. No, it's great.
They're good.
Raditz, thank you for super chat. Goes, Daniel Jones can run. Didn't he have 70 rushing yards and over 300 passing yards? He's playing great. Currently hyped to see him getting better. Good luck. I think he's gotten a lot better. I thought that Minnesota game was his best game I've ever seen Daniel Jones play.
I agree. I don't remember him playing
the Colts game. He was great too. The week before the game he played before that, he was. I know.
He had 4 total touchdowns.
He had 4 touchdowns. He had only 180 yards passing, but he had like almost 100 yards rushing. He had 2 rushing, 2 passing. So he's played great. He played great the first time we played Minnesota as well, and the Washington game the second. So he's the last 4 games he's been really good. Really good.
We got to get pressure on him. We got to hit him. We got to hit him.
Yeah. If you feel about Hurts. I mean, we feel the same way about Jalen Hurts. We have to get there. We got to take him down. We got a chance.
Yeah. And listen, Daniel Jones has had a lot of success running against us. You talk about over aggressive defenses.
Exactly. That's why I think he can be effective.
So yeah. John McLeod, David Super Chat goes, Vikings has the Giants gassed up. It's a setup. Well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I did think that they were going to.
Well, listen, John, I think Giants fans have a right to be excited. I mean, we haven't been here in a long time, and we're playing our best football. And like we said, it's anything can happen. It's a single elimination, so anything can happen. Yeah. And as Giants fans, again, you could be talking about the past. That was a long time ago. Well, we know better than anybody. We may have not had like the dominant year, but when you get into the postseason, if you're playing the best football, you could easily walk out. So that's why we're excited and we're confident. We're confident that we can win this game.
Yeah, I imagine you are. Just like us, and that's what's going to make this game so great. JMB, David Super Chat goes, for being rivals, I don't hate New York. I have close friends of the Giant fans, and we have more friendly rivals. Dallas, on the other hand, stinks. Go Birds.
Can agree with that.
Yeah, to me,
is that the one? That's the one right there.
That's the one.
Oh my God, Nick DeWick, you the man. Thank you for that super chat. Look how
it's like it doesn't.
Look how sad I am.
Washington's wearing Giants gear.
I feel I look sad. I look like I'm gonna cry.
It looks so good on you though.
It's like being at Bad Dog boot camp.
I know. That's exactly what I want to do to him. If Philly's wearing blue there, he's going to have a case of the blues about 11:30 tomorrow night.
Oh, that ain't going to happen, my man. That ain't going to happen. But let me say this. Let me answer a couple more of these, and then we'll get out of here. JD Sports Talk, David Super Chat goes, Philly tomorrow, word for word. Marsha Epps stinks. Gannon stinks. Josiah Scott stinks. Reed Blankenship stinks. Wow, Jones is better than Hurts. Yes. Well, Marcus Epps, I do call him Marsha Epps because he gets on my nerves. I think he's just okay, so I call him Marsha. The Phillies ace, David Super Chat goes, Philly 500. Tell these dingbats that the Eagles will win. Bad Dog should wear an Allen jersey. Fly Eagles fly. Giants stink. Yeah, you have an Eric Allen jersey, don't you?
Yeah, Johnny bought it for me. And,
That's right.
Like I said, it was very nice of him because he knows Eric. I like that Eagles uniform, the one with the spread wings in the Kelly green. I like that way better than the one you have now. And Eric Allen's my favorite Eagle of all time. So it was nice of him to buy that, but I ain't wearing no damn Eagles gear.
Right. I hear you. I have that Bavaro sitting in my jersey. I think, what am I going to do with this thing? Should I give it away to a Giant fan? Should I burn it? I don't know. We'll see. Whitney, thank you for super chat. He goes, we are on Philly's ass like 2 back pockets, 100%.
Let's go, Whitney.
Let's go, Whitney.
Captain Dale Berta, thank you for super chat. He goes, imagine sharing home field with the Jets. Yeah, that sucks, man. Why can't they just pony up and get you guys?
That's the Jets. It's Giant. It's called Giant Stadium. That's the Jets.
The thing is, the Jets stink all the time. Why would you want to share a stadium with them? Get your own
money.
stadium.
That's why. They don't want. They don't want. The people don't want to pay the taxes for 2 stadiums.
It's also why they play in the middle in East Rutherford and not in Manhattan.
Right.
Who was that? Who was that? Bloomberg? Who was that years ago to try to get the Jets to get their own stadium? I guess they.
I think it was
tried.
Bloomberg. I think you're right. I think it was Bloomberg.
Yeah, and it didn't work out.
Adam Scott, thank you for super chat. Goes, I really want to see the Giants pull an upset, but I want the Eagles versus my Cowboys in the ship. It needs to happen. We got to settle this 500. Let's go. Yeah, thank you for super chat. I mean, most Cowboy fans are rooting for the Giants because they assume that they're going to win.
Well, and they're going to have a home game too.
Giants. Right. That's what they
Dallas is worried about getting past San Francisco.
They're overlooking that team. The fans are overlooking that game.
Don't worry about what's going on over here. You got your own game to worry about. And that's
agreed.
San Francisco's amazing.
It's going to be an interesting game. Philly Eagles 559. David Super Chat goes, Giant fans live on the if. Be ready for the if we win to be coming next. The responses they are giving sounds recycled. Eagles all day.
Everything's an if. So the game hasn't been played yet. It's a single elimination game. Literally everything's in everything that you guys are saying is an if too. If Jalen Hurts is 100%. If you guys don't turn over the football, if you perform your gameplay, it's one.
If you don't get out coached, if you don't make mistakes, if there's not UFOs flying over the stadium.
You don't think Kansas City fans were going into last year against the Bengals felt super confident? You know, it's one game. That's the beauty of the playoffs. If we'll find out tomorrow.
That's right.
Torreyville Davis Super Chat goes, you whippersnappers don't remember 1981 when the Eagles Wally Henry fumbled the opening kickoff and the Giants recovered for a touchdown and won at the vet. Terrible. That's like right before my time. I was 5.
There's the if the Eagles win out.
This is the ironic thing. Now, I mentioned this, and I was born when the Giants were really bad. It took 5 years for them to be really good. My son's 5. They were bad for 5 years after he was born. So there you go. They're good. The Giants are going to be good right now.
Yeah, but they're not going to win them more. Maybe next year we'll talk. We'll see when we do the offseason.
But yes,
John Dunham. Yeah, John Dunham. I'm going to skip the if. Eagles win out, and I want to beat Buffalo.
That makes a whole difference.
So the Bills would be the first team in NFL history to lose an entire division in a Super Bowl. Yeah, that would be kind of crazy. Although I think if the Bills don't play better, Josh Allen don't.
I think the Bengals are beating them. Honestly,
I think you're right. I think the Bengals are going to win. Cool Eagle David Super Chat goes, Giants getting spanked. It's already set up. We'll see.
Oh, somebody on the inside. Got that official in your pocket.
JD Sports Talk, David Super Chat goes, rank the best quarterbacks left in the playoffs. Best quarterbacks in the playoffs. Mahomes, Allen,
Burrow. Lawrence.
I'll say Hurts.
Jones. Purdy.
There's only 8 left.
Dak's last.
Yeah, that's all we know. That's the important part. Yes. I'm not giving Dak nothing. Bill L. David Super Chat goes, who have the worst fans, Philly or New York?
Dallas.
Dallas. Do you get
Chris, that was good. We didn't even rehearse that. That was good.
Listen, I hate the Eagles, and my hate for their fans is a sign of respect because their fans are just as passionate as we are. So I don't think the Eagles have bad. I mean, they have a bad reputation, and you guys did eat.
Yeah, we're similar. We're
ate horseshit after you won a Super Bowl. One of your fans.
Well, yeah, you're dipping your balls in blue paint. So what are you gonna do?
But no, I think the Cowboys have. You want to talk about fair weather fans? It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I always get the Cowboy fans that come into your chat acting like Eagle fans.
Yep.
And they'll be like, I'm an Eagle fan, but man, that Dallas Cowboys is scaring me. I'm like, dude, you're a Cowboy fan. All the time. They always come in and act like they're Eagle fans to give their own team credit.
Undercover.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for Super Chat. Goes, Danny is for sure going to feel Cox in the face tomorrow. Okay.
Is that what you guys say every time you're going up against the quarterback because you have Fletcher Cox? Is that your thing?
Fletcher Cox, yeah.
We're gonna put Cox in the quarterback face. Is that what he
when it was Chris? Yeah, and when it was Chris Long, it was Long Cox in the face. Oh, hey, young Bill, David Super Chat goes, F all the small talk. We're gonna bust y'all's ass, dog. So
I'm just glad there's another old guy out there. Right. Shout out to the old guys. Right? Shout out to the old guys.
JMB David Super Chat goes, now all we need is Joe Higashi. Legit late kick. Oh, God. Have you guys have him come in? Oh, there he is. He's there. Here he is. He's here. I see him. But, no, I mean, yeah, we've been going over an hour. Sorry. You hear me?
You good? Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
My Siri always turns on when I'm in these chats. I don't know why.
It's because it's a whole NASA thing. And
do
you have Alexa too?
I shut Alexa off. No,
okay, but you have both.
Alexa,
so why?
I do. I sleep with my phone in the bathroom. I put my phone in the bathroom. I don't even keep it near me because I don't trust. I know they're always listening. They're always listening. How else would they know to block me on those chats?
They're always listening. How else do they know what comes up as far as ads go everywhere you go on your computer?
Right.
Oh, they listen.
Oh my God, it's crazy. They definitely do. They definitely do. But let me thank you guys for being here. Oh, I got one more super chat, and then we'll get out of here. Thumbo David Super Chat goes, looking at next year's team we play, I only see the Eagles making to the playoffs. I it's too early next year. I can't even think about that right now. But I want to thank Baddog and Entertainah for coming in tonight, hanging out with me and Joey. This is going to be a fun game. Thank you to everybody who joined us. We really appreciate it. And okay, one more. Hold on, we're gonna get out of here eventually. JD Sports on David Super Chat. He goes, breaking. Mark Holmes uploaded 6 videos during the stream,
and out of those 6, 7 of them were about Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Mark Holmes here. Dak Prescott, and
either that or how Micah Parsons is better than Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, Micah Parsons. Yeah, and the 8th out of the 6 was he was better than Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
He did a whole thing last week. Trevor Lawrence came back after throwing 4 interceptions. He's like, Trevor Lawrence threw 4 interceptions, then came back and threw 4 touchdowns. I guess we really can't count Dak Prescott's interceptions against him. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? We're never going to count it.
Maybe lose track. I don't know.
Major Pay David Super Chat goes, BG quote, we're going to beat their ass. There you go. Adam Scott David Super Chat, he goes, you all been nice to each other this stream. This is Giants Eagles. Let's see some trash talk before you all jet.
Talk a little trash. I told them that their intro. I said that I seen better or heard better rapping on Christmas presents. I started with the trash talk.
There you go.
Well, the good thing about was the good thing about we could be unbiased about a lot of things too, and have a cordial. I've always been unbiased for years. Like I'm always like,
I think
I'm gonna root for my team, but at the end of the day, like I'm gonna be realistic with what's going on. So
I just seen too.
How can you talk trash to Philly or Joey? I've known these guys forever. It's hard to. It's hard. LB is a little easier because LB is gonna give it back. It's a little easier to do it with him.
Right. Easy Lopez David Super Chat goes, wait, now you can leave. Okay, thanks. Okay, David Super Chat goes, Baddog has a bump on his head. Why does he have a hat?
What do you got in your mouth in that picture, Philly? What do you got in that mouth? What do you got in your mouth in that picture?
What is it? That one? That's a thermometer.
Oh.
No, a thermometer. I was sick and I couldn't.
Looks like you're vaping there.
Way back away. No, I don't vape. Shit.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't vape. I drink eggnog, my friend. You're a
I
Giants
know.
fan. Or do Giants 26 every super chat. 500. You look better in blue. It's no secret. I just look good in general. Let's face it. Dude. I do. I got my pinky up. How you going? Pinky up when you drink. But no, seriously, thank you guys so much for being here. I guess we'll cut out. Anybody want to say anything on the way out? We get out of here before somebody.
No, listen, man. I expect this to be a war. It's Philly and the Giants, and it's ironic that this is the fourth time, I think, or the fifth time since the turn of the millennium we've played each other in the playoffs. We've only played Dallas once in the playoffs our entire franchise's history. So it is interesting that we match up with you guys. And it's been a while because we haven't been good in 10 years. But yeah, I think the Giants are going in here with nothing to lose. I feel like they're a confident bunch, and there's no doubt the pressure's on Philadelphia. The Giants have to get off to a good start. If we get off to a good start and we're hanging there with you guys are in trouble. If you come out and blow the doors off us early, well, obviously we're in trouble. So I think the tenor and the tone of the first quarter the first quarter is going to set the tenor of the tone of what happens in this game. But I'm excited. I'm ready for this. I think Chris and I and pretty much every Giants fan out there wanted a shot at Minnesota. We got it. We got our revenge on them, and I think we wanted to play the Eagles. I think we were looking forward to that. Listen, if you're going to go to the Super Bowl, you're going to have to beat the best teams out there. You're one of the best teams out there. So if we're going to get there, you're going to be in our way, and Giants got to take care of business.
Yeah, and I just wanted an opportunity at you guys. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I wanted. I would rather match up with you guys probably than the Cowboys in the second round if I had the choice, to be completely honest with you, because of the bye factor. The fact that you guys are coming off the bye, part of me thinks you might come out a little sloppy. Like I said, we saw that with Green Bay, but we'll see when we go out there. I know you guys are more talented than we are, so I completely understand why Eagles fans are cocky going into this game. I think the Giants are going to play a lot tighter than you think. I think it's going to be a really close game. And if this game is close in the fourth quarter, I like our chances. I'll leave it at that. If the Giants have the ball within one score in the fourth quarter, I like our chances to win this football game. That's all I'm asking for as a Giants fan. Get me to the fourth quarter with the ball within 7 points.
Yeah, never said never. Like I'm just saying. Go ahead, you're good.
I like this guy.
Go ahead, Philly. Go ahead.
03 says bad dog should sit on pies on their lose. What?
Does he know what that's called though? The term. Does he know what that's called?
Oh, is he talking about the squat cobbler? Oh yeah.
Oh no, I never heard that.
The squat cobbler. I have an OnlyFans where I do that. I drink.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite
nice. Diverse super chat. He goes, good luck to all. May the better one win our way. Yeah, we'll win. Eagles will win. Adam Scott, David Super Chat goes, bad dog song outro. I can't sing no song today. I got to save it. I am not doing anything to jinx anything right now. I'm going to be on my best behavior. Then when we win, then I'll sing.
That's the second time, Chris.
Was that a Freudian slip?
He did it with how you guys feel going to play against San Francisco, and then he just did it there.
It's been a long day.
It's in there.
I thought that one.
If you think that
he knows,
trying to make some of that, it's been a long day. I've been up since 5 a.m.
It's been a long week.
It's been a long day.
It has.
Been a long day.
All right.
Eagles win. I got Eagles 27-23 tomorrow. That's my prediction.
That's funny you got that. I think I got 27-24 Giants.
I have 28-24 Giants.
Yeah. We have right around the same score.
Yeah, 28-21. Yeah.
So we all think it's going to be
Giants, 28-21 Giants. My man.
We're all right around that 50 point within one score. That's what we all have.
Yeah.
So we all agree it's going to be a close game.
Yep. Yeah. Clark Roberts, thank you for super chat. He says 34-21, fly Eagles fly. Thank you, buddy. And thank you to everybody joining us. Definitely. With that said, I think we're going to get out of here. So tomorrow it's game time and we'll find out what happens. With that said, you guys all take care. Talk to you later.
Peace.
Peace.